Hey, good morning, Theater 1 class. If you are joining us from home today, I am going to be going over the think strategy for giving effective feedback. We'll be looking at some of your peers' I Am poem videos today. If you are in one of the in-class cohorts, you will actually do this activity when you are in class. So you can fast forward through this video to the end of this portion, and you'll be doing this in class either tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday, 2 days from now. Okay. So what we're going to be talking about today is the idea of a safe space. Before we speak, we must learn to think. Now, this is very, very important. The idea of a safe space in a theater class is very, very important. And the reason for that is because every single one of you in here in my classroom and at home, every one of you is going to fail at some point in this class. And every one of you is going to fail at some point in life. And if any of you are anything like me, that thought is very scary. We don't like to fail at things. In fact, many of us are so afraid of failing that we tend to not try new things because we're so afraid of failing. But I am going to completely unveil the mystery here about theater class. Failure is inevitable in a theater class. Mistakes are inevitable. We're all going to forget our lines. We're all going to forget an entrance we were supposed to make. We're all going to forget to turn in an assignment at some point in our lives. And the sooner we embrace that, the easier it is for us to give each other a break and give each other some grace and allow everybody else to make mistakes in a safe place too. So that's the whole idea of it being a safe space. That we need to cultivate an environment in our theater class where we don't judge each other when we make mistakes. Make sense so far, everybody? Okay, got a lot of nodding heads, so that's good. Okay, so in our class, in our theater class, we are going to be giving each other feedback many times throughout the school year. And so in order to create a safe space for people to be able to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes, we are going to use the think strategy. Before we give any feedback, we have to ask ourselves, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? That's our think acronym. So that's all about constructive feedback. Because this is a performance-based class, it is important that students have the opportunity to give and receive feedback for the work that we create together. But before we see anything in this class environment, either distanced or in person, we must think about what we would like to say. So in order to maintain the safe space of the class, at least 3 of these think questions must be answered with a yes. So is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? You don't have to meet all 5 of these. So let me give you an example. We are about to watch each other's videos. Now, students were expected to center themselves in the frame. They were expected to say their I Am poem. They were expected to add music to it. And they were expected to add photos or images to it. So let's say that we're watching a couple of videos and let's say that it's missing photos. Well, if we're going to give effective feedback to that person and you're sitting there watching it going, oh, they forgot to put photos in it. Okay, is that true? Yes, it's true. Is it helpful? It is probably helpful to point out to them that they forgot to put photos in it, right? Is it inspiring? Probably not if we just are super blunt about it. Is it necessary? Well, I think so. And that person probably thinks so if they want to get a better grade on it next time. And is it kind? Well, it depends on how you say it, right? If we come out and say, well, it's true and it's necessary for me to tell you you forgot to put photos. Okay, but then you're missing the 3rd one. So how could you phrase it so that it's helpful? How could you phrase it so that it's kind? Or inspiring? you know, your video would have been amazing if you had just remembered to do photos. Like, I would love to see your photos next time. Then I'm meeting all 3 criteria. Give me a thumbs up if that is making sense, people here in class. Okay, I'm not seeing thumbs up from everybody. Do I need to go over it again, or? Okay, 100% thumbs up, excellent. Okay, so in your own words, for people who are learning at home and people who are here in class, please state in your own words why the THINK acronym is helpful to all students who will be performing in front of an audience of their peers. You have 90 seconds to answer that question, everybody, in the box there. Yes, Adler. Okay, can you try refreshing it? Okay, just give it time, give it like 30 more seconds, and then try it again. Yeah, is anybody else having trouble with that? Okay, all right, so let's take the time right now. Those of you that I see do have Schoology open, let's take the time and answer that question. And Adler, if it's not working, you can always come back to it later, okay? And remember, those of you who are watching at home, this activity is only done at home if you do not come to campus. If you are in the Thursday or Friday cohort, you will wait to do this until you are in class with me. Take about 30 more seconds to finish up that thought. Okay, so today you will be watching each other's I Am Poem videos and offering safe, effective feedback using the THINK model. So here are some specific instructions. While you are watching, you are going to choose 3. You don't have to respond to all of each other's, although we will be responding to each other verbally. But you will please tell your peer 2 specific things that you enjoyed about their poem. So I really enjoyed the music that you chose. I enjoyed the way you framed yourself. I enjoyed the photos that you chose, something like that. And then using the THINK strategy, give them effective feedback on something they could improve upon in the video. So some questions to consider. Could you clearly hear and understand them in the video? If not, then that's a good place to start for some effective feedback. Could you clearly see them in the video? Was anything in the frame distracting to you? Did the audio they chose fit the mood of their poem? And did they put together an interesting mix of images with their poem? You don't have to answer all of those, but that's a good place to start when you're trying to figure out how to help your peer improve. And then there in the slide deck, you will type your responses in the white boxes below. So you'll put their name, 2 positive comments, and effective feedback on something they could improve upon. Any questions for me? Yes, Rita. You choose one of the people here in your, or 3 of the people here in your cohort. And so I am about to show you the videos. I'm going to show you all of the videos of everybody in the cohort who submitted it. And you will choose from 3 of those. Does that make sense? Oh no, Schoology Learning is currently unavailable. Well, let's try this again. That happened to anybody else besides Adler and I? Oh boy, okay, well, let's give it a go. Okay, I'm going to pause recording for a moment while we deal with technical difficulties. I will be right back. I am going to do this from here, so if you're live here in class with me, keep an eye up on the screen up there. So for your observing a person assignment this week, let's say that you decide to observe a person who is trying to do a task and they're talking on their phone at the same time, right? So you have to ask yourself, okay, what does the person's body look like when they are, say, you know, over here cooking something at the stove, but also talking on the phone? Now, pantomime, when we're pantomiming an activity, we're not actually using any props. So I don't need to go into my actual kitchen to reenact a person who is cooking something. I don't have to get my actual cell phone. I mean, look at what I'm doing with my hand right now. My sense memory is activated and I know exactly how I hold my phone. So people at home and people here in class, I want you to close your eyes for a second, put your hand out and imagine your cell phone in your hand. Hold out your hands. So keep your eyes closed. We're using sense memory now. Imagining how heavy your phone is. Does it have a case? Does it have like one of those little poppy things on the back? Is the screen broken? If you were to go like this, would you feel a cracked screen? Do you have, you know, the iPhone 11 or 12 that is bigger? Do you have one that's smaller? And then what I want you to do is show me what you look like when you text. You can open up your eyes if you're here in class and you can look at me because y'all know that I'm old, right? I'm old and I wear glasses and I can't see very well. So, you know, I'm not going to be texting and have it look as cool as when you guys do it. I'm going to text like this because I'm old, right? But I'm going to look at all of you guys. Show me what you look like when you text. Show me what you look like. Oh, look, we have like some one-handed texters in here. Very, very good dexterity with your thumbs. Very nice. Okay, so you guys just use sense memory. You guys at home just use sense memory and emotional recall. I asked you to imagine what it was like. I asked you to act as if the phone were in your hand. That's pantomiming. So back to the observing a person assignment. Let's say I'm watching my mom make spaghetti and she's talking on the phone too. Okay, so the phone, I'd be doing this and I'd be breaking pasta, putting it in a boiling thing of water. Now the frame that I have here isn't catching any of my hand work, right? So I'm going to want to have the camera farther away from me in order to capture that. So if I'm doing something, or if, you know, if I'm talking on the phone and I'm eating at the same time, then it would look like this, right? Now I can't really show you this because I have my mask on, but another simple activity you could watch would be brushing my teeth, right? But the point is, whatever you observe the person doing, you want to be able to capture that with your camera. So if that person is using their hands for whatever activity they're doing, you have to make sure that you frame yourself so that I can see what they're doing. Give me a thumbs up, guys, in class if this is making sense. Yay, perfect. So that is the assignment that is due this Friday. So there's that. There is the Google form that you're going to fill out and click submit on. You also have a quick pantomime video here with some questions to answer. So if I go through here, and this is really important if you're in the Thursday or Friday cohort as well, that you have to make sure you're not waiting. Guys, please stop packing up. We're not done yet. I want you to make sure that you're not waiting until the day you attend class to take care of this. So we have that sense memory, emotional recall, and observation assignment from Monday. You have the Think slideshow and peer responses that if you're in an in-class cohort, you're doing this in class. If you're an all-distance learner, you do that on your own. Make sure you're watching the videos on pantomime and answering the questions and opening up that observing a person assignment. Tomorrow during live Zoom class, I'll be going over the pantomime Google slideshow with just some more examples of pantomime. And Friday is the day that you will post your observation video onto Flipgrid. Are there any questions for me? Okay, I will accept late work, but only from people who email me and say, I would like to turn in a late assignment. If you turn in late assignments and you don't let me know, it will remain a 0 until you let me know, because I'm not going back and checking to see if people are submitting late work all the time. So stay on top of that. The middle of the quarter will be here before you know it. If you're learning from home, have a great day. Everybody who's here in class, stay in your seats until the bell rings, please. Thank you.